Will that automatically generate a video player, for instance, if I just
It depends on the device. Okay, so good point. One more thing that WAC enforces is something they call compliance. Given the spec that I showed, devices which are WAC 1.0 compliant, they have a test suite. They have to pass certain tests. So the playing video, for example, is one of the tests they have to pass. So the reason is it's very hard to, it'll cause a lot of problems from user point of view, from the developer, if we have a mismatch between what's advertised and what your device is capable of. As for the actual spec, currently in WAC 1.0, we are still using the actual spec for video is not very tightly defined. In the next version, WAC 2.0, we decided to use the HTML5 audio and video and the codecs. But yes, you might ask, okay, sure, we have that debate about what codec to use, right? I mean, since it started, it's been H.264, and then now Google is making some noise about, no, we want to push WebM VP8 as the codec. So yeah, those are some of the topics that are affecting WAC. Because basically we don't, WAC and the operators do not build the device. We have to rely on the vendors to build them for us. Yeah.
How does it handle offline data storage?
Oh, offline, it's a, okay, we have two things. Okay, one is for simple data, the widgets API, W3C, has this simple preferences system. It's just key value. If you're talking about advanced stuff, like we need to use HTML5 for that, like the HTML5, yeah, the local storage of HTML5.
Is that kind of similar to like how if you were to develop a Palm app?
I'm not familiar with Palm. I don't know. Oh, Palm, you mean Palm WebOS?
Yes.
Oh, if it's Palm WebOS, I think it's WebOS using WebKit.
Yes, it's using WebKit.
Yeah, probably the same. Yeah, but Palm, like for example, WebOS, they made their own heavyweight system on top of the web browser. WAC is very simple. Your widget is basically, it's just the website. You just unpack, you just put it locally and zip it up. That's already a widget. Get your content, zip it up, add a few config files. No, just one config file. That's it. Now if you want to do the device APIs there, that's where we add more stuff.
Can the widget talk to other widgets, or are there sandboxes?
Right now the spec is it's sandbox. But they can launch. Right now they can launch other widgets. And that's it. But there is we're planning some work there on the inter-process communication of widgets, so that we have something like a message bus on the phone where the widgets can exchange messages. But that's still far off.
But from now they can actually run simultaneously.
It's up to the, well, depends on the implementation. WAC did not specify. For example, here in Opera, you can suspend them. But on other platforms like the feature phone, it's most likely that you have to shut down, like any feature phone OS, you have to shut down the app. The same way you shut down J2ME apps if you want to switch. So yeah, that's another analogy. This is like the next sort of, one driver of this is the lessons learned from J2ME and the J2ME app stores of developers. And okay, let's see if web technology will push it. Okay. Yeah.
One more question.
Sure.
Last one. Other than Opera browser, do they support other mobile browsers?
Okay, the web runtime. Okay, the companies. Okay, let's see. Do we have they changed the website. I don't know where they put all the list of all the members. Yeah, the companies supporting WAC primarily. Okay, Opera is the most well-known one. The rest, most of the other implementers decided to use WebKit. Okay, but there is no WebKit company. I mean, it's an open source project run by Apple. But Apple does not support, it's not a user of WAC. And following their model, they will never be. Okay, because WAC requires you to be able to download the apps directly here without passing the approval process. So it's in the same boat as, let's say, a Java interpreter. So yeah, most of them are using WebKit, and a few, like one or two, are using very low-end browsers for feature phone. Yeah, these are companies like, I don't know if you've heard of Access. Ever heard of NetFront? Yeah? Oh, it's on Windows Mobile. Yeah, those companies who make low-end browsers, they are also supporting WAC. Okay, so I guess that's